da, 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 da. It says my connection is weak. Hopefully not. Hopefully not that weak. This is take 2. Cause sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to. So I'm still trying to find a way to explain dialectics. I'm still trying to find a way. So I'm going to begin with a post that I put on Facebook, which is, oh look, I can see me live. Scary monsters. Right. Last week I talked quite a lot about the truth and the fact that there is just one truth. There's not my truth and your truth. There is just one truth. And I looked at the perspective of there being just one element, one thing. Today I want the theme to be a dialectic. This idea that we can benefit from understanding that there is more than one way. There is more than one opinion, and that this duality can help us make the right decisions that we need to make in our lives. I'm still forming this in my own head, which is not a good place to be. But hopefully, if I get the words out, it'll give me an opportunity to think about whether or not it actually makes sense. So, I want to begin with what I posted on Facebook. It's a meme of an idea, which is that decisions concern the future. There are a lot of our thoughts. In fact, all of our thoughts and choices control what will be. I don't think there's any ultimate fate. I don't think there's any ultimate destiny except that which you choose for yourself. I don't think there's a grand plan and that everything is pre-written. I think that your life is the sum of the choices that you make. And if you hop over to our YouTube channel, I posted around 10 videos related to that over the weekend. So please take a moment to hop over to the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching YouTube channel and check out the latest posts there. So decisions concern the future. Facts concern the past. What does that mean? Well, that means that if we're talking about something which we consider to be a fact, it's dead information. It's done. It's dusted. There's no way that we can change that. So decisions concern the future. We can change the future. But facts concern the past. We cannot change in any way that element. And this duality of past and future result in the fact that we have understanding. And understanding represents the present situation. It represents the present moment that we're in right now. So decisions concern the future, facts concern the past, but understandings represent the present. So this is the beginning of the process of understanding that if we have a duality of principles and ideas, we can comprehend the point that we're at in the moment. And we can, as a result, make the right decisions. Now, dualities. Dialectics. What is a dialectic? So, thank you very much. Get rid of that information. You know, I've turned off all the notifications. I've turned off everything that makes a noise. I've turned off every setting in my phone, and it still makes a noise. How insane is that? Right. Control what you can control, I suppose. Dialectics. Dialectic is a discourse between two or more people holding different points of view about a subject, but wishing to establish the truth through reasoned arguments. Reasoned arguments. Dialectic does not mean debate. If you want to talk about debating, while debaters are not necessarily emotionally invested in their point of view, debaters frequently display an emotional commitment in a way that will cloud rational judgment. So dialectics are different. They try to look beyond emotional elements of any argument. Anyway, what's the point? The point is that through this debate, through this conversation, which was favored by people like Socrates, who said that truth had the highest value and that it could be discovered only through reason and logic in discussion, and so dialectic was the principle for finding the truth. And again, this was covered in the videos I posted last week, so go check them out. Now, how does this help us? How does this help us make the right decisions in our lives? First of all, we begin with duality. Duality is the cause of the choices we make. When we make a choice, there's automatically, by the definition of choice, more than one thing that we can do, more than one way that we can go. Now, it's great if there are more than two possibilities, but if we focus on just two possibilities, what we tend to do is we either go towards something or we go away from something. Now, the greater, more positive motivation is always going towards something. Because if you go towards something, you control the direction you're going in. If you're going away from something, it doesn't matter which direction you go in. It's kind of random. So always go towards things, never away. The second classical duality is in self-talk, in what we tell ourselves. Are the statements that we tell ourselves about our life, our situation, our experiences, are they negative or positive? We have a choice. You can focus on the negative elements of your reality or the positive elements of your reality. You can focus on there's no coffee, or you can focus on, well, I'm just happy to be here. So that makes a huge difference to the world around about us. And the third duality that we generally have to deal with is, do we let the world define us, or do we define ourselves? Do you define you, or do you let the world define you? Are you what the world says you are, or are you who you say you are? And of course, if you take control of the situation and you think about who you are and being who you want to be, then you control all of the elements in the situation. So, run towards things. Include positive self-talk and see how that works in sport a lot of the time. And then define yourself. Do not let others define you. So that's duality. The next point is mindset. Mindset is how you frame things. And how you frame the world affects your your picture of the world, how you see the world. And we all see the world in different ways, but it's very interesting how the same thing is framed in different ways by different people. So you can say the same thing to two people and get completely different responses. And the classic example is with sport, to say that you support a particular team, and somebody will identify with that because they support the same team, or they will not identify at all with that because they support a different team, or they're not interested in that sport or that activity. So the same thing can turn people, that turns people off can turn people on. And so it's very important in the mindset of your communication that you understand who you're talking to, and that you understand what turns them on. You don't have to change yourself, you just have to know yourself. And then, logically, the next step is to know others. So, when we understand that we have choices that can change things, we have the ability to make a difference in life, then we understand that we can influence and persuade other people, which also relates to the mindset. When we understand that we can influence and persuade people with our opinions, we have to begin with the fact that the most important person to persuade and influence is yourself. Persuasion means basically persuading yourself. Before you can persuade anyone else of anything, you have to convince yourself. There's nothing more confident than a confident person. There's nothing more positive than a positive person. You have to persuade yourself first. And your belief is what other people invest in. People don't buy products, they buy ideas. They don't buy objects, they buy philosophies, psychologies. They buy into cultures. So persuasion means persuading yourself. To persuade yourself, you have to believe that you matter, that your opinion is valuable, and that your vision is important for the future. So we've talked about choices, we've talked about mindset, and we've talked about influence. Next, people will treat you as well as you treat yourself. We all want to be treated well. But people will only treat us as well as we treat ourselves. They'll only respect us as much as we respect ourselves. If we don't respect ourselves, our ideas, if we don't feed our mind healthy information, if we don't feed our body the nutrition it needs, then other people are not going to automatically give us what we need. We have to respect ourselves before other people will respect us. So you have to treat yourself as well as you can. And that doesn't mean giving yourself ice cream every time you want to have ice cream, right? Always comes back to ice cream at the end of the day. Never met anyone who doesn't like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? I like ice cream. Anyway, the way that you treat yourself will define all of your relationships. Your relationship is not defined by the way you treat others, but by the way you treat yourself, and in turn will treat others. This defines all of your relationships, your friendships, your partnerships, your family ships. Just created a word. Your work ships. I like the fact they're all ships, suggesting that they don't just remain in one place, they have a purpose. They can travel. Next, states copy states. What does that mean? The world is a mirror. What you see, what you find is a mirror of your own ideas and your own experiences. So everything is a reflection. Think about the fact that when you share things with people, you want people to like what you're sharing with them. And if they like what you're sharing with them, they're mirroring your own experiences. States copy states. Now you have to be careful, because a lot of people can be manipulated if they understand that states copy states, and they want you to feel the same way that they feel. So you do have to be careful. Not every relationship is open. Not every relationship is honest. And we have to be honest with ourselves about that. But what is true is that everything is about you. Everything is about you, because it's your life. It's your life, it's your time, it's your experiences, it's your feelings, it's your day. And it begins and ends with you and the quality of your thoughts, really. As a result, what do we do as a result? Well, we need to trust ourselves if we're going to take steps forward. No one's going to trust us if we don't first trust ourselves. And trust breeds trust the same way that confidence breeds confidence. You have to believe in your own ideas and opinions and not try to please or appease the world. What does this mean? It means never telling people what you think they want to hear. This will save a lot of stress, a lot of hassle, a lot of pressure, a lot of problems. It'll save you a lot of problems in life. You know, have you been in that job interview situation where someone asks you a question and you have this pre-prepared answer that you think is what they want to hear? You know, you're entangling yourself if you do that. Never tell people what you think they want to hear. Tell them what you know. Tell them what you've experienced. Tell them what you've seen. Tell them what you've witnessed from your life. Because that's what's going to build the future. You can't make decisions based on experiences you haven't had. You really can't. Thomas, how's it going, mate? So, you need to live your own life. You can't make experiences based on... You can't make decisions based on experiences that you haven't had. You can't live somebody else's life. And you definitely can't afford to let other people live your life as well. You want to... You want to see why I have a problem with it? Like, these are my thoughts, right? Scary, isn't it? Scary, isn't it? I'm trying to codify them. I'm trying to order them. I'm trying to organize them. That's where you come in with things, telling me, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. This works. That doesn't work. That's crazy. So, we've been through 4 or 5 elements. Let's go through one more. Let's go through one more, because there's quite a lot here. There's quite a lot to think about. If you're just tuning in now, go back to the start. Go back to the start. There's a lot of key things. Okay, final point. Not everything that's in you is you. What does that mean? It's the principle of the voices. Not every idea is your idea. Not every thought is your thought. You have to filter, you have to discern, you have to realize what is coming from you, within you, and what is coming from outside of you. Because you are a sum of your choices. You want to be a sum of your choices, not other people's choices. You want to be a sum of your own choices, wise choices, careful choices, prudent choices, knowledgeable choices. Life is the result of understanding who your authentic self is, and you can only find your authentic self if you choose wisely, if you discern which ideas are coming from you, what your needs are, not wants, but needs. Because not everything that's in you is you, you have to beware, you have to be careful. You have to be careful of manipulations. You have to be careful of false definitions. People will make you believe things that are not true. The devil is everywhere in everything, specifically in the details. Oh, but those are just details. The devil is in the details. Be very careful. Make sure your beliefs are your beliefs, not the beliefs of others around about you. Right. Quick recap. Our lives are the basis of what? The choices we make. We always have a choice because we live in at least a duality. It's a mindset. How you frame things is extremely important for your worldview. Beware of the fact we can all influence and persuade, and persuasion begins with persuading ourselves. Treat yourself well, and others will respect you and treat you well too. States copy states. And not everything that's in you is you. These are the ideas that I want to share with you today. I hope they will give you something to think about. As I said earlier, there's a whole load of information that you'll find on our Facebook, posted very recently, on the YouTube channel. YouTube channel now has almost 900 videos related to education and personal development. Please check them out. Take a moment, go over to YouTube, the Academy for Language Therapy and Life Coaching. Check out the videos. Hopefully you'll find something interesting there. This might even get posted there. Who knows? So if you've got any questions, let us know. If you've got any ideas you want to discuss, let us know. Get it out of your mind. Get it off your chest. Very happy to discuss things. If you'd like to have a free consultation, drop me an email. All the contact information is at nsa-slovakia.com. Wherever you are, have a fantastic day. The sun is now out. It was snowing when I got up this morning. It was actually snowing when I got out of bed this morning. Couldn't believe it. It's the middle of, which month is it? April. There we go. It's the middle of April. It was snowing. Now the sun is out. It's a beautiful day. So go and make the best of the rest of your time. Take care, guys. Speak soon.